Hello, this is my community engagement assignment. I have no idea why it's in black and white, but I can figure it out. So during my community engagement assignment, I worked at multiple places to fulfill my hours. The first place I worked at was in Lake County. Well, both schools that I worked at were in Lake County, and another student I worked with outside of school. But he lives in Kissimmee, uh, St. Cloud specifically. The first place that I worked at in Lake County was Claremont Elementary. The second place that I worked at was Kids Are Kid in Claremont, Florida. Um, and the impact I would describe that I made working with these children would be just more direct attention and understanding of who they are. The second question asked, what did I learn about individuals with exceptional needs? Well, I worked with two students. The first student I worked with at Claremont Elementary, I didn't get a chance to work with her too often, but we did this writing buddies at Claremont Elementary, and I contacted the exceptional exceptional education teacher to invite any of her students down to work with me because I felt like this would be an opportunity to like expand on working with kids and building their writing. So I asked to work with a student with disabilities, and I worked with a student named Mackenzie. She is partially blind. One thing I did learn about working with her was a lot of the tools that we mentioned in the book. She is an interpreter, which I thought was like really neat. She is only in third grade, and her sight is not gone all the way yet, but over time have, uh, she will eventually become blind. She can see a lot of like faint stuff, bigger pictures. So with working with her, I just learned to like accommodate what she needed from me and what she needed from the interpreter, who provided her with lots of tools and provided me with ways to help her the best way that I could. And second, the second thing I learned about individuals with exceptional needs is that they really are just children. Like they're children with issues, and I know that's not the correct term to say, but their disability does not define them. They are still a child. They still learn and do everything that other kids do. They just have to learn differently than others, and I feel like it's our responsibility as teachers to help them with that. Question number 3. What did you learn that you did not expect to learn? I didn't expect to learn that working with a student who has disabilities is based off their attitude. The second student I worked with, he just went through brain surgery at the age of 7. He has severe epilepsy, and within the past year, and even while working with him, he experienced multiple seizures, small, some, but it's really based off their attitude. You have to not only teach the content, but remain positive and not scared. So throughout the day, they feed off your energy. You feed off their energy. Their own energy is based on their mood level, and honestly, if you can't sway or provide options for your students, a chance they may not learn anything that day, or you may not get through your lesson because they're not feeling it. So I didn't expect to learn that there could possibly be days that I'm not, teaching content, but teaching material that is just like for them to feel good about themselves. Um, the fourth question was, what did I learn about myself? I learned that honestly, I stress the disability more than the children itself. Disabilities don't make them less any of a child. I learned that I was anxious working with the student who had disability more than they were working with someone who is unskilled to work with them. And I think that was more, I was worried about their health and their safety because I didn't feel like equipped enough with the knowledge to actually teach them that child. But I've been working on, like, becoming a teacher and teaching. Um, and I learned that it doesn't matter who I'm teaching. A child can learn from you as long as you put the effort in for it. So I learned that I need to take their disability out of the picture. It's a symptom, it's not who they are. Um, the next question was, how did this experience increase your comfort level related to living or working with individuals with exceptional need? This experience increased my comfort level, I could say, like, drastically, because before the semester, I couldn't ever really say I wanted to work with students with disabilities. Now I find myself, like, at work, you know, figuring out why we don't have that many students with disabilities. What could we do to accommodate them, to make them feel welcome in our school? Because I don't feel like we have them. So I feel like it's made my level of working with them more practical because this is something that goes around every day. Um, and it's a regular classroom. It really is a regular classroom. And no, every classroom is different. So I could say that working with individuals with exceptional needs has increased my comfort level to actually, like, want to look more into working with students with disabilities, especially because inclusivity is growing rapidly. And by the time I become a teacher, I most likely could be in a classroom with several students who have disabilities, and it would still be my job to teach those students. Um, I'll be honest, when I went into the classroom, and even working with them, I was expecting a little bit of mayhem, just because I'd never worked with a student with disabilities. Um, and the last final question is, how could you use this information to benefit your students with disabilities in the future? I could use this information really just to benefit students to take themselves out of their comfort zone. Not only to take them out of their comfort zone, but to put them in a place in someone else's shoes. And I feel like even me as an adult, I'm still learning how to do that. So if I could teach kids how to do that at an earlier age, it could apply for them more with people with disabilities so they won't look down on them or speak negatively of them because they're, if not just as intelligent as any other student in the school. It's all about what you do as a teacher to help those students blossom into being the best type of individual that they can be, despite whatever disability or disadvantage that they have, because they still are a person. And I could honestly say that this community engagement project taught me that. Um, Below the video, I will submit um, pictures and work that I did with students. Thank you.